We give you the funds up front, then we wait for your customers to pay us. Fund your business today. Call AmeriFactors right now.
800-847-1183. 800-847-1183. 800-847-1183. That's 800-847-1183.
Hi, folks, and welcome to Fifth Street Sports here on a beautiful Friday afternoon in Las Vegas. I'm Frank Perez. I am joined with Nick Geber, Mr. Soccer, in the house. Also, Oklahoma Brian, my co-host. We're on Sports Byline, USA Radio Network, iHeartRadio, American Forces, and streaming live on YouTube and Facebook. Also, you can catch us on Twitter at Fifth Street Sports. We got a guy over here that's got his own soccer show, probably the best one in the world. And but he happens to be a Liverpool homer. But Brian, we're talking Champions League here, buddy, and we got the right guy in the house.
Yeah, this is when's the last time Liverpool won the Champions League? It's been
was 2005 in Istanbul.
Oh, is that
They've been to the final twice since then, and not won. They have 5 European Cups, and so this, if they win this, it'll be 6. Of course, they're only in the semifinals. They're going to be facing Barcelona.
Was that the Jerzy Dudek Crazy Legs shootout?
That was Wobbly Legs Jerzy Dudek, right, doing his best Bruce Grobbelaar impersonation, because that's actually who originally did that at Liverpool.
Wow.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
Okay. I remember that, actually.
So Nick, how on a scale of 1 to 10, you and Andrew, your major Champions League, Premier League guys, Liverpool, how excited are you guys at this stage of the championship?
Well, I mean, in terms of the Champions League, this is incredible. I mean, you have some of the biggest teams. Certainly my pre-Champions League pick to win was Juventus, and they were knocked out by Ajax. Now, just to put this into perspective, the last time Ajax ever went to the semifinals of the Champions League was 1997, I want to say. Dutch football has always been known for its incredible training system and its youth, and certainly Ajax are a legendary European team, but they've been left somewhat in the dust by the big money, big spending teams of the rest of Europe. So what's amazing to see, and I hate to use that word, but it is truly remarkable, is the fact that this team, which is average age is 24 years old.
Wow.
And the starting 11, 5 of the kids on this team actually have come up through the Ajax Academy.
Wow, folks, we're going to expand on that. We got a great show. Nick Geber, Oklahoma Brian, Frank Perez back after this timeout.
Let's say you just bought a house. Bad news is, you're one step closer to becoming your parents, which means you're going to start telling your kids to clean up before the cleaning lady comes. Doesn't make sense, but you're the parent and they're the kids. You're going to start telling them that now, too. Good news is, it's easy to bundle home and auto through Progressive and save on your car insurance. And there's your opening to remind them who pays the bills around here. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Discount not available in all states or situations.
Hey, I'm Andy. If you don't know me, it's probably because I'm not famous. But I did start a men's grooming company called Harry's. The idea for Harry's came out of a frustrating experience I had buying razor blades. Most brands were overpriced, overdesigned, and out of touch. At Harry's, our approach is simple. Here's our secret. We make sharp, durable blades and sell them at honest prices for as low as $2 each. We care about quality so much that we do some crazy things, like buy a world-class German blade factory. Obsessing over every detail means we're confident in offering a 100% quality guarantee. Millions of guys have already made the switch to Harry's, so thank you if you're one of them. And if you're not, we hope you give us a try with this special offer. Get a Harry starter set with a 5-blade razor, weighted handle, shave gel, and a travel cover. All for just $3 plus free shipping. Just go to harrys.com and enter 4422 at checkout. That's harrys.com, code 4422. Code 4422. Enjoy!
Attention to anyone that's written a book or wants to write a book. The process is not that complicated. Take a first step. Even if you write a page a day, you'll build momentum and your book will become a reality. The hard part is getting it published. That's when you need to call Page Publishing. They've got hundreds and hundreds of thank yous from different new authors, just like you. They make the process of publishing your new book and getting it sold online a simple process. You can learn how simple it is right now by calling for your free Page Publishing New Author Submission Kit. One quick 3-minute phone call, that's all it takes to get free information and learn how you can get your book published. Pick up your phone right now and call us 24 hours a day at this number. 800-603-0885. 800-603-0885. 800-603-0885. That's 800-603-0885.
You're the family chef, but with homework, practices, email, getting a good meal on the table is tough. Sometimes the best choice is the easy choice. Delicious Bob Evans mashed potatoes and mac and cheese, made with ingredients like real milk, butter, potatoes, and cheese. Bob Evans sides are ready in the microwave in 6 minutes, and they're the perfect complement to any meal. Once your family tries them, it'll be love at first bite. Get Bob Evans sides today in the refrigerated section at your favorite grocery store.
Bob Evans down on the farm.
Hi, folks. We're back. Fifth Street Sports on Sports Byline USA Radio Network, also on American Forces and iHeart, streaming live on YouTube and Facebook. I'm Frank Perez. I got Nick Geber in the house with Oklahoma Brian, and we're just talking about Champions League. Brian, in the Champions League is actually considered. I was talking to Nick, and is actually considered the winner of that league. That's like the soccer Super Bowl, you know?
Yeah, for sure. That's in terms of professional soccer, yeah, international, obviously national soccer, it's still the World Cup, but yeah, it's now Nick has the importance of the Champions League. It's kind of grown over the years. Like 50 years ago, it was still a big deal, but it wasn't as big as it is now relative to the domestic trophies, right?
Oh no, it's always been massive. It used to be called just the European Cup. And it's always been a massive trophy. Just the format of the competition has changed. It used to literally be, it was just the winners of all the domestic leagues in Europe played a single elimination knockout tournament. And
right.
Of course,
what year did that start?
20 years, UEFA has figured with the advent of the big television rights dollars, that by making it a round robin and then a knockout tournament and extending the length of it and inviting more teams in, you can make more money off it. And of course, the broadcasting rights now for the Champions League are very, very lucrative.
Wow.
Sure.
You know what's scary about this, Brian, right, is that there's probably in this Champions League, the entire tournament, probably 50 times the amount of dollars wagered as in the NFL playoffs or the World Series or something. And I could walk into any sports book in Vegas, and I would say 49 out of 50 guys aren't even aware of it. You know?
I don't know if it's 50 times or 40 times than the Super Bowl, but yeah, you're right. It's massive, and it's embarrassing how hard it is to get a bet down in Vegas on.
Well, actually, it's not
soccer.
as hard as it used to be. 15 years ago, maybe 2005. What's that? That's already what? That's 14 years ago.
Years, yeah.
I had to literally drive to 6 or 7 casinos to find somebody that would take a bet on the Premier League. There weren't odds available. They weren't taking any action on it, and I ended up going to what was it called? The one on Flamingo as you get towards the airport. It's changed names subsequent to that.
Is it the Hard Rock?
No, but
No. Oh, MGM or
no. It's a small independent one on the way. So the 7-something for anyhow. Now, of course, you go into any of the books, and almost all of them have Premier League and Major League Soccer and Bundesliga and Champions League and everything else. So,
Brian, there was such a crucial goal yesterday was it yesterday or the day before in the Man City game that was reviewed by replay and taken away? I was talking to Nick. I said, do you know how important and crucial that is to have that really, really good replay? Because goals are so hard to come by. that you definitely don't want a tainted goal.
Well, I tell you what, yesterday on my soccer show, Fifth Street Soccer, which is 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 Eastern, on the Sports Byline Broadcast Network, I also broadcast on Sirius XM 211, Dan Patrick Sports. I was lambasting a guy named Ben Hazley, who wrote an article for Deadspin, talking about how terrible video review was for the game, because here was this incredible goal that was scored in the 92nd minute of the game, which is overtime, if you don't know that, by Raheem Sterling, that knocked Spurs out of the Champions League and advanced Manchester City to the semi-finals, and Raheem Sterling was celebrating, and the crowd was electric and going wild, and then Jurgen Klopp and Pep Guardiola, their manager, was running up and down the sidelines, pumping his fist, and all of a sudden, their ref calls for video review, and this idiot that wrote this article even said, even though the review correctly showed the goal was offside, it destroys the game.
Wow.
And I'm like, wow, if you just want to see electric atmosphere and people celebrating and emotion, watch WWE. That's not a sport. I mean, but if you want sporting integrity, you need video review, because, Frank, especially if you're a bettor, right?
Right.
You've got big money riding on this game. How many times have you wanted to stick your head in the oven because your money got flushed down the toilet because of a bad refereeing decision?
Yeah,
it's inexcusable. It just shouldn't happen.
Now, I know Brian agrees with me. Win or lose, we would like to just know that we got what's supposed to happen.
Correct.
You know, like even if it goes against us. Wow, you mean you would rather take the money and know that it was a bad call?
I think it all evens out in the long run. I'm for limited review if it doesn't prolong the game, but I'm opposed to when it becomes a circus and we have to wait 10 minutes to review any sport.
You certainly don't wait 10 minutes in soccer.
Sure.
In this case, the review happened after the goal was scored, so play was stopped anyway, so it wasn't like they stopped play for this. But I will tell you this. You say everything evens out, and yeah, if you want to, but ultimately it's variance we're talking about. You understand this more than anybody, Brian. Having a bad call in the quarterfinals of the Champions League, deciding if you go to the semifinals to play arguably the weakest team of the four left, is not a even out call for something that happened when you won 4-1 and had a goal disallowed that should have been allowed. So
I'm going to disagree with you though. Yeah, you're right on the variance point, but I'm going to say we wouldn't even be having this discussion about this if there wasn't a bad call. Bad calls are good for the sport, as counterintuitive as it sounds. I actually think it's it's.
I do agree to a certain degree with you. They certainly encourage the water cooler discussion, which, as we all know, as fans of the game, not just bettors,
right,
is a critical part of growing the sport. But on soccer, goals are just so hard to come by and so critical. One goal makes all the difference. I just think it's desperately needed, and they have done it in such a way that it doesn't interfere with the flow of the game, which was most people's biggest concern.
You know what's interesting,
Sure.
Nick? Before there was the review, and now I remember the story of the Colombian player who scored an own goal, and then when he landed back home,
right,
he was executed.
Sure.
Before video review, are there any cases of referees or officials being executed for bad calls?
Not that I'm aware of. I'm sure if you go into some third world countries, I'm pretty sure they are in fear of their lives. I know plenty of cases where referees have to be escorted from the premises by armed police, but not necessarily any referees that have come afoul of violence that way. Look, guys, this Champions League is unbelievable, okay, because the two favorites coming, or really the three favorites, you have Real Madrid, who are looking to repeat for what, Andrew, the fourth time? That would have been 4 in a row, right, for Real Madrid? Yeah, that's right. It would have been 4 in a row if they'd won this year. Crashed out in the round of 16. Juventus, who were many people's picks, crashed out here in the quarterfinals.
Right.
Paris Saint-Germain, big money team from France, was beaten by Manchester United, of all people. Struggling Manchester United with an interim manager who was 7th in the Premier League at that time. And last but not least, Manchester City who are arguably the high flyers in the Premier League, them in Liverpool, were taken to task in their own ground, in their own house, by Tottenham Hotspur without their big star who was injured, Harry Kane. So, I mean, the storylines here are incredible. So the big favourites are out. Now you're left with Barcelona. And, of course, anytime you have a team with that brilliant Argentine, Lionel Messi on him, anything can happen. I mean, Messi was single-handedly responsible for eliminating Manchester United, although Manchester United, in fairness, aren't that good of a team right now. You've got Barcelona. You've got Ajax. Barcelona will face Liverpool in what is arguably going to be, the matchup of the tournament so far. And then Tottenham are going to face Ajax, and it's difficult for me to pick a winner on either one.
So everybody thinks the winner of the Barcelona-Liverpool is going to be the champion, right?
That would be the favorite. The winner of that match would be the favorite to win.
Wow.
Now I got a question, Nick. So obviously this is a storybook season for Ajax, and
hey, we have to go to break. Want to pick this up?
Brian, hold that till we come back, buddy. Okay, folks, when we come back, Brian's got a good one for us. This is Fifth Street Sports. Nick Geber, Oklahoma Brian, and Frank Perez. We will be back after this break.
It has been said that everyone has a book in them. But do you have the time or the ability to write your book? Maybe you picked up some skills or had a life experience that you want to pass on in the form of a book to help others. Maybe you want to leave an autobiography for your family. Or maybe you've built a successful business and you want to share your story. At Dorrance Publishing Company, we have professional writers who can help turn your book idea into a finished manuscript quickly and affordably. A Dorrance ghostwriter can provide as much or as little help as you need to complete your book. You'll work directly with your ghostwriter to finish your book faster than you ever could on your own. It's easy to become a published author. Call Dorrance now to learn more.
800-485-6003. 800-485-6003. 800-485-6003. Call right now. That number is 800-485-6003.
Where do you want to go on a vacation or honeymoon? The Caribbean, Europe, Hawaii, Mexico? How about Disney or a cruise? At Superior Cruise and Travel, we've got you covered. We'll assign you your own travel concierge. They'll help you design a custom vacation plan that you can't find online. And the service is completely free. You can't compare the value of this to any other online travel company. We can help you plan a custom vacation anywhere in the world. We even offer payment plans with no credit card required. Now you pay off your vacation on your time schedule. Call now and mention the promo code RADIO and save up to $500. Book your custom trip. Call Superior Cruise and Travel now and talk to one of the highest rated travel agencies in the country with a 5-star A+ online rating.
800-570-9631. 800-570-9631. 800-570-9631. That's 800-570-9631.
Imagine this is your money and someone wants to take it from you. Who is it? The IRS. They want your money, and guess what? They can legally take it, all of it if they want. Remember, they sent you that letter that said, hey, you owe us a bunch of cash and we're going to take it from you. So what do? Fight back by letting our team of experts at the Tax Helpline work it out with the IRS so you can keep your money. And we're good at what we do. When you hire us, you get a team of guys on your side that know the IRS laws and will fight to save your money. So, if you owe the IRS a ton of cash and you want to keep it, call right now and learn for free how we can help you put it back in your pocket.
800-932-1749. 800-932-1749. 800-932-1749. That's 800-932-1749.
All right, folks, we're back. Fifth Street Sports. Nick Geber, Oklahoma. Brian Frank Perez. Brian, you had a real good one in the chamber. We were just about, but we had to go to break. Why don't you go ahead and fire that off?
Yeah. So what I was wondering is, I think we see this in other sports in North America, but the Ajax clearly is the most the strongest team in Dutch soccer, but on the European stage they can't compete with the bigger clubs, and this is, I would think, going to be a fire sale after this year. I know that De Jong has already signed with Barcelona or Real Madrid for next year.
Yeah, and Delete is gone. Yeah, those kids are all gone. This team is finished.
It's pretty much
of this Barcelona, of this Ajax team.
Yeah, and I guess that kind of I guess from a European standpoint, that's kind of acceptable, but man, that would be frustrating to me to think that you don't have the ability to build on this and make a repeat attempt next year.
Well, the wonders of it are that they have such a strong academy. Anything's possible, but it's unlikely. But there are certain clubs in world football, particularly in Europe, that sort of position themselves as, I suppose the best word would be feeder clubs. In the Premier League, a great example of that is Watford, for example. I mean, they're an extremely accomplished team. They've done very well in the Premier League, but one of the ways they attract players to Watford, they bring young, quality, talented players in, is they say, look, come play for us. We've got a great system. We've got great management. You're going to get the playing time that you're not going to get if you were playing for a Man City or a Man United or a Liverpool, and you're going to put yourself on the shop window, and then we want to move you on in 2 or 3 years for a big money to one of the top clubs, and everybody wins. The player wins, the club wins, everybody wins that way. And so it's not an uncommon scenario. You see it in leagues and all over Europe, because there is a stratification and it is a pyramid, and there are only a few teams that reside at the top of the big pyramid.
Yeah, Nick, getting to a little bit of the fun part of sports, because yesterday we had a show on foul balls, hockey pucks in the stands, football fields, footballs going into the stands. In soccer, has it ever been where a player scored a goal, grabbed the ball, and handed it to a fan? Are they allowed to do that?
I can remember vaguely a couple of times that's happened. That has happened. But generally in soccer, the ball gets thrown back in. It doesn't stay in the stands. It's just sort of the tradition of the game. It's not like you walk out the door with a ball under your shirt looking pregnant. It's also a very large ball to disappear with. But I do believe that has happened. And I know at the end of the games, after the games are over, the player, the man of the match, is given the match ball. And I know many occasions where that player has signed the match ball and given it to a fan in the stadium or what have you. So.
Wow. So if you're a little kid in Liverpool, an 11-year-old kid, a big fan, and the best player scores a goal that wins the Champions League, and he signs it and gives it to you, as like a little kid, you got to be the hero of the neighborhood, right?
Oh, sure. But I mean, most of these kids are going to Melwood, which is their training ground, and hanging outside the training ground, and almost all of these players are very fan-friendly, will come out, talk to the fans, sign balls, sign shirts. It's very common. A lot of the memorabilia you can buy on eBay, they're certified. You'll actually see pictures of the player signing the shirt or the ball, and unsurprisingly, it's right outside the training grounds of the club.
So do you think that these players are more like in baseball, like when there was that one show called When It Was a Game, when Mickey Mantle and Babe Ruth would actually get there and sign balls for the kids, put them on their shoulder? Would you think that the soccer players are more fan friendly than NBA and baseball players are in America?
100,000%, absolutely, yes.
Now, Brian, isn't that disgusting? Isn't that disgusting, Brian?
Would you agree with that, Andy? The soccer players globally are much more accessible than professional athletes in any other sport. Certainly NBA, NFL. I mean,
yeah. I would agree, especially considering the training grounds are so accessible in these communities. They're not really hidden. They're really they're genuinely in the middle of these communities. I mean, they're like Melwood's a great example. It's planted right in the middle of the city, or right where it's. I mean, in all the pictures you see of Melwood, there's housing right directly behind, normal middle class housing, or whatever.
It's not uncommon for scouts for the opposition teams to go rent a room in someone's house and check out the training ground. In fact, there was a Spygate scandal earlier on in the season about precisely that. But look, I mean, this is some of the fundamental difference between some of the American leagues. I'm saying some of them because it's not always the same. And European soccer and South American soccer, you know, these clubs grew up starting as neighborhood athletic clubs 150 years ago. So they're ingrained into the neighborhood in which they operate, even though they're multi-billion-dollar clubs with multi-billion-dollar stadiums. The fans and the people from the neighborhood that these clubs come from still feel they own the club, even if they're public or even if some Saudi billionaire owns them.
See, I love that. I mean, here's a guy that gets bought by another club for $150 million. He's making $50 million a year, and he'll go out there and sign balls for the little kids. Go out. You're not, Brian. You're not going to get that from a lot of these American athletes. I mean, like, you're bugging them if you ask them for an autograph, right?
Yeah, I get that. I just, when you were asking Nick about the soccer ball, the thing that popped into my head, and since we're talking about Liverpool, do you remember, Nick, I think it was about 2 years ago when Jose Mourinho threw the Community Shield trophy into the stands. There's a souvenir opportunity you'll never get in North America.
They had to give it back, by the way.
Oh, he did?
Yeah, they did, yeah. It belongs to the club. Doesn't belong to Jose Mourinho.
Now, why did he do that?
Because he thinks it's a useless, meaningless trophy. It kind of is. I mean, it's sort of considered the season opener, and it's the winner of the league versus the winner of the FA Cup. So.
Now, Brian.
Generous.
Now, do you agree sometimes with the baseball fans? It has happened certain times on huge milestones, where like the 500th home run or the 4,000th hit or the 3,000th hit, where a fan will get the ball and then keep it and sell it back to the player or sell it back to somebody.
I have no problem with the fan selling it back. I have a problem when the team puts a lot of pressure on that fan to give up the ball. I think that the fan's entitled to, to monetize that ball to the best of their ability, whether they put it on eBay or sell it back to the player. These players are making $10, $20 million a year, and a truck driver catches a foul ball and he can't make, a couple $100. I totally in support of the fan in that case.
I agree with you. Don't you remember that one incident in baseball happened a few years ago that I think it was a cab driver that caught a real meaningful ball, and he wanted to just keep it, and they kept pressuring him. Finally, he had to turn it in or sell it to the. I forget who it was too. Was
the one that really comes to mind was when Barry Bonds was running down Hank Aaron's record. Remember there was
this.
People strategically buying out large amounts of seats, trying to put themselves in a position to catch it. And I don't even remember, actually. It's funny, there was a lot of anticipation as to who was going to catch it, but I don't remember who caught it or who bought it or what the price tag was.
I have to tell you, I think there should be something on the ticket stub that you get that says, in the event that a record-breaking ball is sent into the stand, the club agrees to buy for a set sum the ball. You agree to sell it back for $20,000 or whatever. Make some set number, put it on the ticket stub, and go from there.
That's that's a little socialism right there. You know what I was thinking is, Brian, but let me ask you something. Let's say you're down the left field line, you and your brother and your dad, whatever, and you catch that 755th home run by Bonds, clean. I mean, you caught it; it's in your glove, and they said, Barry wants to see you in the clubhouse. He'll give you $100,000 or Cooperstown or whatever, and you say, no, I don't want to sell it. I want to keep it.
Yeah. I would tell them, I would write down ebay.com on a card and tell them, I got the website for you. You can find it in 48 hours. It'll be there.
That's crazy. But, boy, we got a big weekend. Nick, I'll tell you one thing. Brian, Rick, myself, Chip, we're all rooting for your Liverpool, buddy.
Listen, the greatest upset, I think Ajax were 250 to 1 to get this far, to get to the semifinals. But I don't see them doing it. Tottenham, they're all, the final won't be in their stadium, so they're not going to have that opportunity to play in front of their home fans in their new stadium. I know we're running out of time here. I do think the winner of the Champions League is going to come from the Liverpool-Barcelona side. Now, my analysis of the Liverpool-Barcelona matchup, let me give it to you very quickly. The difference between Manchester United and Liverpool is palpable this season. Manchester United were able to expose weaknesses in Barcelona's defense a number of times during their ultimate defeat to Barcelona. Barcelona have an incredible front three of Lionel Messi, Luis Suarez, Philippe Coutinho. By the way, Philippe Coutinho and Luis Suarez both went to Barcelona from Liverpool, just so that to kind of put this out there. And they are an incredible front three. Liverpool have an unbelievable front three themselves of Mohamed Salah, Roberto Firmino, and Sadio Mane. I won't look. Anytime Messi's on someone else's front three, I won't say they're equally as good, but they're exceptional as well. The difference, however, is Liverpool's defense is far and above better than Barcelona's defense, which is aging and a little creaky. Liverpool have probably the best defender in the game with Virgil van Dijk. I think, yes, they can hold down Messi. He may well score, but I don't think the Barcelona defense is going to have a whole lot of say to that potent Liverpool attack. I like Liverpool for this one, guys, but I don't think it's going to be a high-scoring affair.
In 10 seconds, Nick, who's the better goaltender?
Oh no, Alisson with Liverpool by far. Alisson Becker.
Wow. Well, there you go, folks. We got to take a break. When we come back, it's Talk You Can Bet On, 5th Street Sports, back after this timeout.
Hey guys, your prostate should be the last thing on your mind, but the fact is, the older you get, the more likely you'll have prostate problems, which can affect your everyday life. That's where Prostate Complete by Real Health comes in. Prostate Complete is the result of 20 years of experience as a leader in men's health. The powerful formula in Prostate Complete supports natural prostate function and reduced urinary urges for a better quality of life. Available at Walmart. Visit prostate1perday.com for special offers. These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Trade pros. Whether you specialize in service or new construction, Ferguson knows firsthand how much work goes into a long day on the job, which is why we're committed to offering the products and solutions to get every job done right. With over 1,000 locations, an unmatched selection of specialty products, tools, and supplies, our pro pickup and same or next day delivery, you can trust that doing business with Ferguson will be the easiest part of your hard day's work. Visit Ferguson.com to find a counter location near you.
Attention, this important consumer alert is brought to you by Annuity Action Network. Hey, did you know it's possible to receive upfront money from your monthly settlement payments? It's true. If you receive monthly payments from an annuity or a structured settlement and you need a lump sum immediately, then you need to call Annuity Action Network. With your cash today, you can pay off credit card debt, pay medical bills, fund your education, or improve your home. You don't need to wait. Call the Annuity Action Network now to get your fast cash with no hidden costs. And if you call today, we'll even send you a $100 cash gift card just for verifying your settlement payments and your contact information. If you have a structured settlement or an annuity and you want cash now, call Annuity Action Network right now.
800-514-9170. 800-514-9170. That's 800-514-9170.
You have plenty of pictures in your home, but you've never seen anything like this before. Introducing Easy Tiles, the world's first photo tiles made of sleek and ultra lightweight glass. Easy Tiles makes it super simple. You use their exclusive app for iPhone and Android to upload as many photos as you like. Then they print them on tempered glass. Your order arrives on your doorstep in just days. And that's when the real fun begins, because with Easy Tiles, you'll transform your living space with a gallery wall that will amaze each and every guest. Easy Tiles are even simple to hang, no hammer and no nails. And because they're mounted on small risers, they appear to float on your wall. Easy to order, easy to hang, and guaranteed for life. Now you can save 30% on any size order, plus get free shipping on orders of 4 or more. Just download the free Easy Tiles app at EasyTiles.com and turn your best memories into beautiful glass wall art. Plus, save big now with this special radio offer. That's EasyTiles.com.
Oh, Folks, we're back. It's Fifth Street Sports Talk You Can Bet On segment. We got Oklahoma Brian and myself. It was a pleasure to have Nick Geber on. We give us a big refreshing into the championship league coming on, that's their Super Bowl. Well, Brian, it's Talk You Can Bet On, buddy, and you did pretty good yesterday. I think you endorsed Kurt Morgan on Golden State. You and Rick agreed on San Antonio. These games are starting to fly over, though, buddy. We did lose that under. And baseball, okay, you guys went against Felix. We lost that one. Chip liked the Dodgers. We got that one. I think we had a pretty good day, squeezed out a profit. What do you got in the hopper today? Oh, okay. So anyways, all right. So Brian, you got I'm gonna wait for you to come back.
Oh, I'm back. Yeah, back.
He's back.
Okay,
all right. What do you got in the hopper, buddy?
Not enough to fill this entire segment. I've got a couple games I like in the NBA. I've got I like Oklahoma City a lot. The line has moved though. Opened 6.5. It's up to 7.5. If you can lay 7, I like 7. I like Oklahoma City laying 7. And I like, I do like Toronto, but again, it's another one of those games that's moved 1.5. So I think I might pass on that. And I definitely like Indiana in the Boston game. So those are the 3 sides that I like tonight.
Yeah. Hopefully before we finish, we get, is Rick playing poker today? If he's out there?
I would make poker a favorite, but I don't have that confirmed.
Okay, so hopefully he comes in. But I like a little baseball. I'm back. I've taken a few days off. Mentally, I won a few mental games, but I didn't bet them. But I'm going to go with, I think this Toronto with Stroman plus $1.22 or $1.24 over the Athletics. A. Brooks. I like that play. Toronto's been playing better than people think, and no, Oakland isn't all that. Here's one to bounce back, though. I do like this Milwaukee at home, this Shaquille over how's it called? Stripling or stripling for the Dodgers? Stripling?
Yes, right.
I like Milwaukee at home at -1, more or less even money. But, gosh, I got to tell you, do you have the heart in this NBA with these not only game flips, spread flips on games? Like the other day, you're getting 7.5 with Indiana leading all the way. Even with 16 seconds, you got a 2-point lead. And not only do you lose the game, but you lose it by the spread and you're getting 7.5. You got to be getting disheartened. Like, when do you have a winner, right?
Yeah. That's like a loss in women's college basketball. Is famous for a lot of those crazy losses where teams just stop. They, for whatever reason, they just won't stop fouling, and you end up with a game that was tied with 30 seconds to go, and someone wins by 7 points.
Yeah, absolutely crazy. Don't you see the enthusiasm of these soccer fans, Brian, when they get to this is their Super Bowl, how pumped up they are on these things? My gosh, like when I walk into Nick and Andrew's house and Liverpool's on the thing, you would think it was, a party.
Hopefully they're not wearing scarves. That's all I can say.
No, but if I ever walk in here and these two guys got Liverpool jerseys and stuff like that, Brian, I think I'm just going to need to ask for a barf bag. You know what I mean? Like if they got these Liverpool jerseys, and because they're crazy enough as they are about this club. But if you noticed, today on the show, we had Juniper, which is our mascot. We've had Bingo and Charlie. I'm going to bring Jax on next week. I think maybe we should start trying to sell time to the ASPCA, don't you?
Yeah, I agree. That's going to be next marketing move for Fifth Street.
Speaking of a story, did I tell you the homeless guy that I ran into today? Weirdest encounter. Weirdest encounter, Brian.
I'm always up for a good homeless story, so go ahead and shoot.
No, check this out, Brian. So I'm out on the road. I'm just by the store, and there's a homeless guy there, and he stops me and he says, "Hey, you wanna come to a party tonight?" So I stopped and said, "Okay." He goes, "But I got to tell you, there's going to be some drinking." So I said, "Oh, okay." And he goes, and there's going to be some cussing. So I said, all right, I think I can deal with that. He goes, and then I got to tell you another thing, too. There's going to be some fighting. So I said, wow, I was starting to think about this. Whoa, okay. And finally he says, and there's going to be some sex. So I thought about this, and I go, well, yeah. I said to the guy, well, yeah. I said, should I bring anything? And he said, well, I don't care. It's just going to be you and me. So I kept walking. After that. I said, oh, boy. He was talking about all these things. I was envisioning this huge party. And I said, oh, no, I think I'll pass, my friend.
Smart move.
Yeah, but, boy, I'm hoping for Rick to come on here. Oh, wait a second. Rick is in the chamber, my friend. Hang on a second. Here we go. Folks, talk you can bet on. All right, here we go from Rick. Okay, he endorses your Oklahoma City, -7.5. Indiana, +3. There it is, right from Rick. Are you kidding me? He's matching my, I swear I didn't see this, folks. He's matching my Milwaukee, but he's also +101. Pittsburgh, -101. But, Brian, do you see the message from Rick? He's actually put something on the ice here. It is.
Look at that. Wow. Wonder where he got that from.
Oh, I mean, folks, all this stuff we're giving you is from really sharp. Well, some of it's from us, and a lot of it's from really, really sharp accounts. That's how we have so many angles on trying to make money. But it is NHL, Toronto, over 6 +105.
I did the if you're done with picks, I don't want to stop you if you still have more plays, but I did I did the math yesterday on that question you were asking about the odds of catching a foul ball versus a hockey puck versus all the other. What would you guess the odds are if you go to a baseball game? What would you say the odds of actually catching a foul ball would be? And when I say catch, you can also pick it off the ground. That would still count.
Yeah.
So.
And you know what else counts too is if one of the girls or one of the guys down the first or third base line, gets a grounder and throws it to you. Sure. That counts. Okay, all of that counts.
Yeah.
Now, first of all, if you isolate sections, you can isolate sections, and then there's if you're way up in the cheap seats, it goes thousands and thousands to one, depending. But let's say generally for a ballpark, let's say a game where the middle of the road game, Tigers, Pirates, 25,000 fans. Okay. In a typical Major League Baseball game, how many balls do you think are fouled into the seats and or thrown by the ball girls or ball boys into? How many do you think per game?
Well, I have the number actually on that,
do?
but I do have the number on that. But I want to hear your take on it. Now, my numbers don't count when they just take if someone just takes a ball out of the dugout and throws it at you. It doesn't include that. This is just foul balls and home runs. So what would you get? What would you guess? How many are in a game?
So if there's a ground ball down the left field line where that you see that ball boy gets it and then flips it over his head into the stands, that doesn't count.
If it was a foul ball that didn't go in the stands, but he throws it into the stands, that would not count. So this is just. Actually, no, that would count. If it was a foul ball, it would be included in my data. I'm sorry.
Okay,
it would be included.
I'm going to say, Brian, there are 35 foul balls a game into the seats.
That is actually a very, very good guess.
Really?
So I'll tell you, someone actually did the research on this same question. Wow. And they found that during the 2005 season, there was about 75 million fans in attendance during that season. And there was also 120,000 foul balls and home runs. And so according to their math, it ended up being about 1 in every 619 fans would actually get a foul ball. But you got to figure some of those foul balls don't make it into the stands. There's going to be a few foul balls that for whatever reason, they go into the dugout or they get recycled. Probably also going to be some times though where a pitcher Well, here's another one. How about team leaves the field at the end of the half inning? Traditionally, the first baseman a lot of times will throw it into the stand. So that's what 8 or 9 right there that are additional balls. So yeah, probably somewhere between 1 in 700 and 1 in 1,000, realistically speaking.
Now, if you isolate sections of the park, it goes way up. Like if you're down the right or third baseline or first baseline or in a certain things, you're not going to be a 700 to 1. You might be a 200 to 1. A 150 to 1.
Yeah, and if you're a 36, double D, and you're dressed appropriately, and you're probably like 1 in 3, right? 1 in 2.
That
maybe even 2 to 1.
Wait, but there's other factors too. Let's say you're a 35-year-old guy or 25-year-old guy, and you bring your glove. You've got to be a bigger favorite than a guy with like an oxygen tank. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Or
any scrambles, like you're going to win all scrambles, right?
Yeah. Or you have a cute kid who, who is able to engender sympathy from the balls that are handed out. Yeah. So that's the baseball odds. You want to guess? The hockey odds are way worse than the baseball odds.
I got to think. How many pucks go in the stands a game? I say 6, maybe 6 or 7.
The estimate I saw was around 3 or 4, because you figure they put in so many more nets now for safety. It's actually a pretty rare occurrence. So if there's maybe 20,000 people in the arena and there's only say 4 or 5, your odds are really long. So getting back to your question of doing the Triple Crown, right? Of getting a hockey puck, a baseball, and some other item.
A football.
I think you'd have to.
It's huge.
Football is so rare. It's so huge. Now, one possibility we didn't talk about is getting a tire in auto racing flying into the stands. That happens. The only thing is it usually kills you. So that would have to be the last leg of the Triple Crown. You'd have to actually do that one last.
A tire. No, I've never heard of that. But in the 3 majors, do you think there's any living human that has legitimately gotten a hockey puck, a baseball, and a football as a fan? I do not.
I'm going to say yes, but I don't know. If there is, can we have them as a guest on the show?
If there is, folks, please call in. And, we're going to take your word for it. We're on the honor system. But we would legitimately say that. But I would have to say that the gem in that Triple Crown is the football.
What about I would say you could almost say a golf ball might be the gem, because think of the logistics. Now, I'm not talking about one that's given to you, but actually obtaining a golf ball that's in play. You have to actually get the ball, and then you have to evade the police, security, because that would be really tough. I would think like a golf ball in the rough.
Either that, or you have to get struck by it, and then the player out of sympathy gives it to you. But folks, when we come back, we're going to wrap up the show, go through our wagers, talk you can bet on. Fifth Street Sports back after this.
Not too long ago, it felt good to withdraw your cash from the bank, didn't it? For a vacation or a new car. But today, withdrawing your own cash has become risky. Pat Boone here for Swiss America. According to The Secret War, a new Swiss America white paper, I learned that all banks are now required to spy on you and me for the government, and then report any financial behavior deemed suspicious or unusual. You must read The Secret War. It's free. Truth is, I believe the government's new war against cash is really a war against us all. But The Secret is now out. So please, get and read The Secret War.
Pick up your phone and call right now. 800-932-5517. 800-932-5517. 800-932-5517. Once again, that's 800-932-5517.
Hi, I'm Dr. Robert Clapper, Chief of Orthopedic Surgery at Cedars-Sinai Medical Group in Los Angeles, California. Dedicated to your health, your life, and your sports. As a weekend warrior, you know about sports injuries and pain. Exercise is an important element in keeping your body's core in good shape to minimize sports injuries. But when you are in pain, there is one product that I recommend to my patients, and that is Blue Goo Gel. Blue Goo consists of a proprietary formula developed specifically for the treatment of inflammation and general muscle aches and strains. I recommend Blue Goo for my patients coping with hip and knee pain before surgery, especially bursitis and tendinitis. Give Blue Goo a try. Call 1-888-330-0123 and you'll receive a 1-week supply of Blue Goo absolutely free. The makers of Blue Goo are even paying the shipping. The number again is 1-888-330-0123. If you want more information on Blue Goo, visit online at www.dothegoo.com.
Now available at select Big 5 stores near you.
Attention business owners. Now is the perfect time to start saving money on your cable TV bill for your business. We can give you packages with up to 90 great channels and save your business a ton of cash. And if you call right now, you can learn how to get free equipment and free installation. Now you have choices. It's time to start saving money on your cable TV bill for your business. And call today and get 90 channels plus free equipment and free installation. Smart business owners like you all across the country are consolidating and saving money on their cable TV, internet, and phone service for the business. So now's the perfect time. This may be a limited time offer to the first 100 people that call right now. So please save money and call now.
800-470-7113. 800-470-7113. 800-470-7113. That's 800-470-7113.
All right, folks. Talk you can bet on. Fifth Street Sports, Oklahoma Brian and myself, Frank Perez. It's a final little 3-minute segment of the week before the weekend. Brian, before we go, I want to finish off this show with some LSU, my friend.
Yeah. Well, it looks like the judge in this court case here made Will Wade, the LSU coach, a strong-ass offer. He's not going to have to testify in this case, which, of course, is good news for him. And it looks like he might have done the impossible. He might have saved his job because the athletic director is now out, and he has somehow survived, and he may survive. It's a pretty crazy story.
It is. So would you say that this is like the OJ of corruption in college basketball hearings or trials?
Yeah, it has. Now, he was never charged like OJ, but yeah, it certainly appears like there were some shenanigans going on. And the thing is, they don't have any proof on those phone calls of anything taking place, of any bribes taking place. So for now, Will Wade survives.
But let me ask you, okay, so they don't have the proof, but in your heart or in some of the hearts of the fans, did he do it? Is he guilty?
Well, of course he is, and so is just about every coach in major college basketball. So, even UNLV. Sorry to say, Frank.
Oh, not my Rebels. I mean, so let me ask you a question. So, do you think with this scare or this thing like this, it will either slow down or stop these kind of shenanigans?
No, I don't think so. There's too much money involved, and the system's broken. Until there's a reform of the system, now we're looking at continuation of this.
I tell you, buddy, it's just like politics. The corruption just keeps going on and on. Brian, thank you for the great show, buddy. Good luck to us this weekend, folks. I hope you got down all of our picks. We'll be back Monday at 1 p.m. Pacific, 4 p.m. Eastern. Have a beautiful and safe weekend. Fifth Street Sports, we appreciate you watching and listening.